Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be trying something a little bit different. I'm going to be doing a vlog sort of video, so I'll keep you updated on how I go with the fishing side, but take a look at this gorgeous morning. Glassed out and there's mist all over the water. Can't even see 100 meters ahead of you. It's pretty unreal. I'm going to start off using surface lures. So I've got a bent minnow there. It's a bit late in the season. They've started slowing down on the surface bite, so I might switch it up to a hard body or a plastic later on today. But like I said, I'll keep you updated, and I hope you enjoy this video. So I'm not liking it so far. There's a lot of algae on the steps and I haven't seen any bream feeding yet, so I might have to switch it up to a plastic and get it a bit further onto the drop off, or maybe even cast a few hard bodies at a bit of structure, but we'll see what happens and wish me luck. Alright guys, crazy thing, there's a squid attacking my bent minnow. A bent minnow is a surface lure. So check this out. Not sure if you can see that lure there. There was a squid right behind it and it grabbed it about 3 times. Now he's gone. I'll give it another cast and see if he comes back. Just dropped one. As you can see there, there's a scale, probably a cheek scale. It looked around 25 centimeters. Second one I've dropped so far, and the surface bite is actually not too bad at the moment. Getting plenty of swells every now and then, but a lot of missed hits, which is always the case in surface fishing anyways. It's just a thrill of them coming up and hitting it. It's so much fun. There we go. Landed the first fish of the day. Only a small tacker, probably about 23 centimeters. But on a surface lure. Yeah, like I said before, I thought it was a bit late in the season for them, but I've had plenty of hits so far, so they're still pretty keen on it, and there we have it. So cool watching them take it just along the steps here. I saw this guy and about 3 others chase it down before this guy barreled it. He was hooked in the mouth on the middle one, but this one luckily caught him. So I'll get a quick release on him. So guys, I've just hooked up to another little fella. He's around the same size, maybe a little bit smaller. Once again I saw him charge that lure down. Oh, how convenient, lure just fell out. Yeah, this guy's a lot smaller. Check out that, he's got a little wound on the back, if you can see a few distorted scales. A bird's probably had a go at him when he was a bit younger, but not a bad little fish on surface. There he goes. Just landed the 3rd fish and this guy T-boned it. There was a bit of competition between about, oh, lure slipped out again. There was a bit of competition between about 5 fish, and they just kept hitting it one after another, and that's the result. Another hungry bream. There it goes. And what this lure imitates is a bait fish that is wounded, so it swims on the surface and it darts downwards like that, and it looks like a wounded bait fish, which excites the fish. And there's a lot of little blue bait swimming around, so this thing pretty much imitates those. So I've had plenty of hits on the bent minnow, that one there. This one looks like a bait fish, so I'm going to switch it up a little bit to this little stick bait, hoping it would imitate a little shrimp or prawn trying to flee. They've been a little bit finicky in the last hour or so. I've still had plenty of follows, but I'm going to chuck this back in the tackle box. Second cast with the prawn imitation, and I've just hooked up to this one. He's around 28 centimeters or so. Just got him on the beach, so we're on this little beach sort of area. It's nice flats out there, bit of weed bed as well, and this guy was probably ravaging for crabs or small crustaceans and saw this shrimp come along, and he just charged it in 2 foot or less of water. There we have it. Awesome stuff. I'll unhook him and I'll get a slow-mo release for you guys. Some of you may come across a beach like this and say, what the hell are those holes? Well, those holes are actually bream holes. At night time the bream come up here and dig their heads in, trying to scavenge for crabs, nippers, even worms, and those are all bream holes. Sometimes you'll see the odd bream sitting in it, maybe not this shallow during the day, but out far there's a few holes out there as well which you'll often see bream sitting in. So next time you come to a beach in West Lakes or even the Pat or the Onk and you see these holes, just know that they're bream holes, which means the bream are close by. So it's always worth observing and seeing the presence of bream close by. The surface bite's definitely slowing down. This guy hit it when the stick bait dived under, which is often when they hit it if they're a bit shy. So I'll get the hooks out and give him a release, and in the background you can see those bream holes I was talking about. So this guy was just sitting on the drop off out there. Got myself a bloody wind knot and a really bad braid burn. That is a deep braid burn. Action's been a bit slow on the surface, so I might switch it up to a hard body after I deal with this wind knot. So guys, I hooked and dropped one around this same sort of size, but I finally hooked another one. I stuck with that little stick bait for a little bit longer, and it seems to have paid off. It's about 29 to 30 centimeters, so this one's probably the best one today. Here we go. Hooks out just on that little stick bait prawn shrimp imitation, and it resulted in a nice lovely looking bream. Off you go to fight another day. There it goes, back with its mates. So I've just hooked up to another one. He's a little bit smaller, but very silver in colouring. Just another nice looking bream on that stick bait once again. Little shrimp imitation, and he had a school of mates following him, so I'll try to get this lure straight back in. There he is. Nice silver looking fish. There he goes. Please guys, when you're fishing and you get a wind knot, don't chuck the braid all over the place. That's pretty much considered littering. And look how far this one is. Far out. I'm going to pick it up because the past owner was too lazy to do that. This one was all over the steps, probably 20 meters of it was just sitting on the steps. And I've sort of picked a few bits up, but that's the rest of it. Gonna wind this in and chuck it in the bin. It's as easy as just chucking it in your bag instead of leaving it here. Could get caught on birds, dogs, anything pretty much, and just look at that. Ridiculous. And that is the result of it all wound in. That is a lot of line, and that was just sitting on the steps here, so it's pretty bad. So I've hooked up to another fish, another nice bream on that surface lure. So I've still stuck to that stick bait only because it's still nice and calm and I want to make the most of it. Let's get this guy in. Here he is. He's hooked on the top of the head near the eye. So he's definitely had a swipe at it. And there it is. Just a little fella, but it's good to see they're still on the surface bite. There he goes. What a lot of people don't do while bream fishing is walking. You got to do a lot of traveling while bream fishing. There's no use staying in one spot because they're just so finicky, and once they see you, they know you're there and they won't bite. So always keep traveling, find new fish. I might have to walk all the way back. It's about 2 k's from where I first started. Got to walk back to my bike, and I'm probably going to move across the lake just to fish a few flats with soft plastics. I've still got this stick bait on, and I've probably landed 6 so far this morning. I thought the season would have slowed down on the surface bite, but it's been productive. So take a look at that. There's still mist, fog, sorry, and it's still glassed out. So keep watching, and hopefully I catch a few more for you guys. Alright, so what I've got here is a whole range of plastics that I'm going to throw. I might start off throwing Squidgy BioTough 100mm wriggler, or even the paddle tail one, which is a 70mm, slightly smaller. And I'm going to match it up with something really light. So there's a hidden weight jig head. Otherwise there's a 1/16 ounce, that might be a bit too heavy. Probably go 1/20th max today, just because it's still super calm. So I might get a lead head though, just to get this plastic down to the bottom, and I might sight cast a few sitting in their holes. So gonna chuck these first with one of those. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is get the jig head and the paddle tail. I'm just gonna slide it straight through the middle like so. Make sure it's straight the whole time so that it can swim straight, and poke it out like so, and then just push it all the way up to the very top of the head, and that is a nicely presented Squidgy BioTough. I'm going to be casting these on the drop-offs on the way back to the bike. Yeah, it just depends if I see any fish, even a salmon bust up. I've seen a few salmon splashing out a little bit too far, and I had one follow my surface lure, but these will definitely catch them if I see them swimming around. So hopefully we catch a few more so I can show you guys, and once I get to the bike I'll make a quick move down to one of the bridges and try flick for bream around there, see what happens. So while I'm walking back to the bike, I'll talk you through the tackle I'm using. I've just got a 2004 size Daiwa Aegis, spooled with 5-pound platypus braid, and I'm running 4-pound fluorocarbon leader. I've got a 1 to 3 kilo rod, and it's 7 foot, just so that I can get that extra distance with soft plastics. It's a really good combo for your bream fishing, really versatile as well. You can cast it at structure, you can cast it over the flats. That's just your most common combo for bream fishing. So I get a lot of questions asked what I use, so there you go. I've hooked exactly what I was hoping for, to show you guys what sort of bycatch you can get here. This one's a little salmon trout. So I'll get this guy up, and you probably saw one of my recent videos. These guys were just busting up all over the place. So this one was swimming with another fish, but they haven't been in real big schools recently. They've just been swimming in pairs or in groups of 6. There we have it, just a little salmon trout on that soft plastic, one little greedy bugger. I've just hooked up to a nice sized salmon. I switched to a surface lure because I saw a few bust ups, and this salmon just jumped on. Saw him chasing a whole heap of bait, And check out that. It's good to hear screaming drag again. It's been about an hour without hits. And I'm running 4 pound. I'm afraid he's swallowed it, so I'm gonna take it easy. Stay tuned and I'll land him for you. Alright, he's actually a really solid salmon, probably 45 centimeters. And should have seen him charge that lure. Wish I had that on film. Just went straight down its gob, putting up a really good fight. And he's just out there, so I'll get him in for you. Alright, so here it is. He's about 45 centimeters or so. And he whacked that same sort of lure I had before, the stick bait, but just in a different colour. And that is a really good sized salmon for the lake. Put up an awesome fight on the brim tackle as well. But today, it's his lucky day. He'll be going back. Alright, one last look at him before I set him free. He's giving me the salmon thumb, bit of blood there, but that's a quality size fish. After that recent salmon fishing video I posted, right next to this bridge actually, I've had a lot of questions asking where's the best place to catch salmon in West Lakes. Well, my answer would be anywhere where there's structure, not because the salmon like to live around there, it's because the salmon go there to feed. Bridge pylons, your pontoons, rock walls, they all hold bait fish, which is why the salmon feed there. The bait fish are staying around the structure for a bit of shelter, hence why there's also bream there as well, because the bream feed on the bait fish as well as the mussels that grow on the pylons. There aren't any specific locations for salmon in West Lakes besides looking for structure and bait schools, and there should be salmon lurking close behind. So we're here again, the spot that I witnessed a salmon bust up just over there, and I smashed them for about 15 minutes from the other side of the river. If you haven't seen that video, I suggest you check it out. It was insane fishing. But anyways, like I said before, the bait fish were probably sitting around here where the pylons are, because before that big bust up occurred, there was a little bust up right here. So they must have pushed the bait fish out into open water where the big frenzy begun. That's just my theory for what happened that day. The bait fish got pushed out of the pylons and annihilated by the school. So it could happen any second. I've already witnessed a few splashes today. The odd salmon come up and whack a little bait fish. And as you saw before, I caught that kilo plus fish as well as a couple of small ones. So they're definitely still around, just cruising the area searching for the odd bait fish. The bite has definitely slowed down a lot because it's midday now. Sun's right on top of us. Fish have gone out deeper or are a lot spookier. So I'm gonna call it. I hope you've all enjoyed this video. And there's my alarm. Alright, so I'm gonna head off now. Hope you've all enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below if you like this sort of vlog style video, or if you prefer the professional sort of videos, or if you want both. I can do both if you like. I just thought I'd do something a little bit different. We got some fish today, which was a bonus. Stay tuned for the next video. Cheers for watching.